Hey everyone, Brian here again, and today we're going to do the new 0.2 version of the Rival half doors. We're going to go ahead and do an install video just to make sure that you get them on properly. Okay, so this bike here already had a set of their doors on it, and we were just changing them over and test fitting the new 0.2 version. Okay, but what we've already done is we've already taken off the safety net. So if you buy a bike brand new or even used and it's still got the safety nets on, first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the safety nets. So there's going to be a couple of points that the safety net's attached to. Okay, you're going to remove that, and there's also a block down here on both the front and the rear that there's a pole that runs through the safety net, goes into when you plug it in. That needs to come out as well. So we're going to take them off and we're just going to replace all the bolts back into their original holes. Okay, then after that what we're going to do is we're going to come through here to the back. We're going to tilt our bed. Right, and then we're going to start from the rear, and we're going to take this plastic panel off by taking out, there's two plastic push pins in here. We're going to take them out and this plastic panel should come off once you've undone the T40 bolts out of up the top here. Okay, that whole panel then needs to come off. Just going to take our flathead, pull that pin out like that, and those will both come out like that. Oh, drop that. Okay, don't lose them. And we've already taken our two T40 bolts out of here, so this plastic panel just comes straight off like that. Okay, so now we've gone ahead and we've taken off this plastic panel here. Okay, we will then take these two brackets out. So this bracket comes out of the front doors, okay, and then this bracket here comes out of the rear doors. They have to swap. So we're going to take this bracket and we're going to install that on the rear, because this rear part is the same rear part as what the front doors use if it's a single cab. Okay, but because it's a dual cab, they just stretch it, or a crew, they just stretch it. So we're going to take a lot of the hardware from the front doors and we're going to fit it here. Okay, so let's put that down for now. We don't need that one right now. We've already loosened this one off. We've got a 16mm head with an 18mm nut. Okay, and this part here it would have been an anchor point for your safety net you took off before. So we're going to pop this up here. As you can see, this has like a little fork part. It's going to slide underneath the head of that bolt there like that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the original bolt that we took out of here, and we're going to put it back in there and tighten that down. Okay, and then we can go ahead and we can reinstall this plastic panel. Now that we've reinstalled our plastic panel, we've put our two plastic push pins in here at the back. Okay, we're going to go ahead and install bracket number 1. Okay, if you were doing this in a single cab, you would follow these exact same methods as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and we would have taken two T40 bolts out of here when we uninstalled our safety net. Okay, we're going to go ahead, we're going to take an 8mm washer out of our pack, and we're going to install our bracket here. Okay, so our bracket's going to slide down here. Okay, these holes up top here are slotted for adjustment. Okay, so we're going to use some washers. Okay, and then we've got an 8x20mm bolt, Allen head bolt down here. It's going to go into this section here. Okay, there is a spacer that comes in the kit that you can install there. Okay, because all these frames now, all these roll cages are bolted together, there is adjustment that you need within the frame. So I suggest to install it without the spacer just at the beginning to see if you actually need to install it or not. Because you might install it without the spacer, but then you might find it hits at the bottom too much. Okay, and you need to space the bottom out, so then you would go ahead and you would loosen everything off and install that spacer in there, which allows the bottom to come out more away from the bike. Okay, but 9 times out of 10 you don't need it, so do it first without it, okay, and then come back if you need to. There's also another bolt in the back here. It's another 8x20mm bolt, okay, with a washer Allen head. It's a bit tricky to get at, but in behind here you'll just need to get at it, but just do everything up loose right now, just finger tight. We'll go back later and we'll tighten everything else up once we're done with this. We use these brackets, and then with these brackets we have these triangle nuts, and what we do with these triangle nuts is they actually go in behind here like that. Okay, then we put our bracket on here like this, and we put there's 3 6mm bolts that go through here, 3 hex heads. Okay, and I'll put those in and then I'll show you what the beauty of this part is. So now we've got our nuts on, we've got a nut in the back, we've got our bolts on. The beauty of this part is the actual part that's welded to the door is slotted vertically, and then the bracket itself is slotted horizontally. So you get heaps of movement, you know, forward and back and up and down, which makes adjusting these doors just a breeze. Okay, so whether you've got a crew or a single cab, okay, this is what you would do to install the actual front door pin. So what we would do is we're going to put the first nut on, and as I said on the rears, we just need to thread this on. Okay, sometimes they're a little bit tight to begin with. Just put a bit of lubricant on there, thread it on, it'll clean the thread. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put it through here. Okay, and then put a nut on at the back. Okay, this is all still going to be loose. Okay, because we've got to be able to adjust it. Okay, as you can see too, there is a bend in here, so this bend must point out away from the bike to know which is left and right. Okay, and then we've got our Torx bolts, our T40s that we've taken out of here and here. Okay, they're going to go through there. As you can see, that's got up and down adjustment. Okay, and we would just sit that on here. Okay, this stage they're going to stay loose. Okay, so now we've got our door pin on, we've got our male part of our bracket on, we've installed already our female part of the hinge. Like I explained on the rear doors, these are adjustable, so they adjust horizontally and vertically. So these should only be hand tight, and then we'll go ahead and we'll sit them on. Again, you need to watch this tab. You're gonna leave these semi-loose so that you can get this tab underneath this part of the hinge, and that stops the door from lifting off when you're riding. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll swing the doors and we'll do the adjustment, and then we'll be finished. Okay, so now we've adjusted. Okay, we've had to adjust a bit here on the pin. We've adjusted a bit here on the hinge itself. So now I'm happy with the way it shuts. Okay, now I'll go back. I have tightened these two down here, but now I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna check everything, tighten everything down, make sure I'm still happy with the way that it closes once everything is tight. Last thing is to put your stickers on and to your door straps. Okay, and then you're done. Okay, once you've used the bike though and you've ridden it for, you know, probably 20 miles, I would come back and I would make sure everything is still tight, make sure you're happy with the adjustment, because as things bed in, they do loosen up a bit. So just go back, check everything's tight, okay? And then you should have many happy trails.